doing here? This is part 3 in the Red Pill series of Flutter MX. Flutter MX. What is Flutter MX? Flutter MX, as you might guess, has to do with programming Flutter, the amazing multi-platform GUI library from Google. Normally programmed in Dart, but we program it with Lisp, specifically Clojure Dart. A wonderful implementation of Clojure, and Clojure itself is a fine Lisp. And that's how we avoid Dart. And then MX, what's the MX? MX is Matrix, a razzle-dazzle state manager that I created 25 years ago. It's been used for many large and substantial applications. It has chops. But what's with the red pill? Well, as Neo said, as Morpheus explained to Neo, as he was telling Neo about the Matrix, he says, I can't tell you about the Matrix. You have to experience it. You have to see it, is what he said. And apparently you had to take the red pill to see it. By the same token, with this red pill series, I'm trying to introduce everyone to a really superb way of programming any framework, in this case, specifically Flutter. I've used it also with web and with Cooks.js and things like that. But our goal now is to use it with Flutter, because Flutter is extraordinary. So away we go. And in the first two series, what we did was build up this little silly card game. The first episode was, what was the first episode? The first episode, it was the video. I'll have links to all this, by the way, in the comments, in the first comments below, and on YouTube. This one we just unboxed it, and we actually implemented the classic counter application used by most Flutter frameworks tools to demonstrate, hello world for Flutter. So that was great, but didn't really accomplish anything in the way of red pilling. What is red? Oh, the red pill is that which introduces us to an unsettling or life-changing experience. Life-changing if all you ever do is program UIs. But if you program UIs, it is a pretty substantial difference. And in the second video, I confessed to all the things that were radically different in using Matrix with Flutter. So never mind the Lisp, which is pretty cool, but also the Matrix changes. So, but as Morpheus explained, this alone isn't going to get it through, and what we're going to do today isn't going to get the idea across either. As Morpheus explained, you gotta code the thing live to experience it. But I'm going to at least give you maybe an incentive to give it a shot. And what we're going to do today is, well, we're going to take this game, and which is fine as it is. It certainly got into all the different things that the unsettling changes, like, well, what do we got up here? Okay, so here's the hand of cards. That's not enough. I want to look for a nice, straightforward. Okay, so here's a playing card, right? And that's a playing card widget. It's going to be an icon button, and it's got this formula that says, hey, if this card is included in the discards, well, you say, well, wait a second, where are the discards? And where's the subscribe? And where's the notify? And these are the unsettling changes I talked about. There is no subscribe, there is no notify. And this formula is able to reach out across the application, find where the discards are kept. It doesn't care. It finds where the discards are, and based on that, it changes the icon that is shown. And as I add and remove cards from the discards, this will automatically update. That's the magic of Reactive. But the magic here is that there's no boilerplate. And there's no external store. There's no separate store that I have to figure out, go find a subscription to use, make the subscription, none of that, all right? And likewise, the handler is able to reach out across the application. Again, in this case, it's looking for the discards, same property, finds it, and it updates it. There's no transaction to dispatch the way it is normally done with a separate store. And again, no boilerplate to set up the transaction. So, and then, here we have a property discarded, which decides whether I'm in the discard. So actually up here, I'm looking at this, And I could actually just say if, well, I won't do it, but up there I could have used the discarded property. I could have just said if discarded. Uh, uh, yeah, that, let's do it just for fun. Let's see if it still works. This is supposed to be live coding. If discarded. Me. Discarded. Oh, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This video is going to make things like that possible. So if MAV, and MAV is just a macro that searches up and looks for this property. So now you know it's live coding. Okay, so and we can shall we play a game? Okay, so 9 is my goal. Gosh, I know we're gonna get to. Okay, so the next one is gonna be 4. That's gonna take us to 10. I don't want to lose. I'm very competitive. So I'd be over by 1. So let's knock us down by 1. No, that doesn't sound right. 9 is our goal. 4 is the next card. Let's give it a shot. Oh, by the way, this is discard, undiscard. This is changing the icon. The rule is changing. Blah blah blah. Everything flows through. That's great. And bingo. Okay. So that's the crazy little game. But you can see where we're going. We're headed for blackjack or poker because we have discards. So that would be what's the Texas Hold'em or something like that. Why am I babbling? I tend to do that. So, okay, so this is so what we want to do is those 2 properties I just mentioned, the idea that I can look anywhere for information, I call that, just for fun, I call it omniscience. And the fact that I can go anywhere and change everything, I call it omnipotence. And then the other cool thing is just the transparency, the lack of boilerplate. There's a 4th big word that I haven't used yet and that we're going to talk about today, which is ubiquity. Great word. It means you can, and the thing is, you might be thinking, gosh, Ken, this is great. This would be great for the UE. That's all well and good. I already have something I use for the UE. Nothing exciting here so far. I'm not really seeing a red pill. I'm not unsettled. And so the 4th thing is that Matrix is a generic state manager, meaning we're going to use it for anything we want to use it for. We have to write the glue for it, but it's sort of a one-time effort. What's that? Log zero? It's like I do it once and I'm done, and now I'm able to, let's say Ajax requests. I've done this many times. Make a little object for Ajax requests. It's reactive. When it completes, I know it and don't have to worry about it, and I can just create it, and it's self-updating little properties, and so async is no longer a deal. So in this case, what we're going to do, and where's the fab? Because this is the problem, and we're going to start getting into some coding now. Let's look at this. Were you ready for that? Were you ready for the segue straight into coding? What did I leave out? I mentioned the red pill 1, red pill 2. There'll be links to that. I mentioned the omniscience, omnipotence, and the lack of boilerplate. All right, let's look for ubiquity. Let's take this stuff up here, which is we have. Here's a widget. Well, this is the ad hoc properties. We're able to just slap properties onto a widget and get on with our work and not have to worry about going over to a separate store. But in this case, it's getting a little weird here. It's like I've got this fully formed object, a hand or a game, depending on how you look at it, and all these properties are just sitting on a Flutter row, and down here, this failing is seriously exposed when you see that to implement new game, but I didn't know about this until I got to implementing new game. And I said, oh my God, look at that. Set the counter to 0, change the goal to make a new random goal, change the discard, clear out the discards, right? Because we're starting a new hand. And I almost came up, and maybe I will, a new rule. It's not a rule, but it's sort of like a rule of thumb, let's say. It's like, I'm setting 3 properties in one handler. That's probably not right. What this should be, and we'll leave that there for reference in case I forget. Sorry, silly editing here. Mset. I should be able to just say mset, and we'll keep using that one widget. And we'll call it value. This is going to be useful for one of our super duper little macros. That another reason that things are unsettling is just this new capability. Make a hand, all right, and it's a new hand, and it's like, well, where'd that come from? Well, we're going to take all this stuff, and we're going to use this to define a domain object, the hand. And as I just suggested, we're going to replace this with same thing, mk hand. So that's how we get started. And at the end of the hand, when the game is over, we'll come down here and we'll mset a new hand in there. And that's why we use CI for C input. I'll throw these little bits in as we go, just so you get used to the syntax, which is something to be documented and explored in detail once the red pill has taken effect. So right now, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so what does make hand look like? I'm gonna have to check my notes because I haven't been doing a lot of this. Where are we going to put this? We'll go below the helpers. And, okay. New domain stuff. And all right, and it's not, for now we won't have any properties, but obviously eventually we would get some properties in here. And I'm going to say nx make, and we don't need to do this, but I'm interested in sort of showing off a little feature about the reason you might want to do this. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to make a new object. I call them models. And it's going to be just a plain, in the end it's a plain closure map, but we're going to give it a property called mx type. This will automatically get stuck into mx type, and because we're going to make it a model, it will inherit all the wiring necessary to make this so-called closure map actually have reactive properties. CFI, CF, CF. So let's see if I can go find the protocol observer. And if you observer, okay, good. I should be able to steal. Oh, this guy's huge, but let's we'll steal this. And all right, and this is now going to be simply hand, and as you can see, model is the definite base type. This is an observer for fun. Let's print out observes and sees. Prop now new value. All right, so this is what observers are all about. Is when things change, we want them to propagate automatically to other values that depend on it. But we might also, that's kind of like, well, what if I want to intervene somewhere and make something happen when some value changes, some particular value changes, something outside the reactive flow, and that's what the observes are for. You specify that as watch, by the way. Nowadays, I switched off observer because so many people were thinking about the what is it? The observer pattern. Come to think of it, and that uses the word slightly incorrectly. I'm a little fussy when it comes to that, but so I said, you know what, can't you can't fight the tide. So I use watch when I need to specify an observer. Okay, so I must be getting old. I'm not fighting fights anymore. Okay, def type and okay, so that might actually compile or not. Well, you know what? I just broke so many different things. I don't even know why I saved it. But yeah. Well, we could actually, if we like working this way, and I do, we could just keep saving and fixing and saving and fixing. So outcome, goal, held sum. There are all these different things that aren't being found, right? So let's just start working through them. And what we can do is work through them by saying, okay, so goal is the first thing I moved. So I moved it from the widget, the row widget, if you recall, onto the hand widget. So let's go look for where I'm using goal. Okay, so this is actually good. This is actually going to find the goal, which is the property here, and that's exactly what the MAV macro does. So that's good, and that's good. And down here, okay, I used to have this here, so I'm not doing that anymore, so that's cool. And there's just one. Okay, so what we need to do is, ironically, and this is the sneaky macro I did, MUV is going to go up, it's going to find the widget named hand. Notice I kept that the same without changing it. I was being diabolical. And now, oh, I forgot something. Let's go back up here, and in support of this logic, let's do this crazy thing, def mx props. Okay, we're going to have a prefix. This is syntax. The prefix is going to be h minus. And what are the properties? I want a goal, delt, discards, held. Might as well do them all. I'm pretty sure I used them all. They wouldn't be there. And okay. By the way, I haven't mentioned this, but one of the things I'm demonstrating here is the ease of refactoring. Okay, so now, where was I? I hope it's still there. Did I get the last reference of goal? Yeah. All right, so it would have been down here. I did, didn't I? MUV hand outcome. So this is going to be, I can almost just start banging these in without even thinking. And this is going to be, you might want to scroll ahead through the video because I'm going to be doing a lot of this, and it's all, and this is the important thing, is like, I apologize for this, but this is all kind of mindless, which is nice because I bet this was it. Yep, there it is. All right, so let's just bounce back up. So I think I've just taken care of the goal. Let's look for delt. And again, zoom ahead if this gets old. MAV delt is actually, again, it's still okay because it's going to go up and it's going to grab the delt property. But now down here, yeah, this is, oh, I don't know if this is the last one. All right. I'm going to check this. Delt, MUV hand. Good. All right. I think there's another one. There is not another one. Okay. And now, mechanically, this discards is fine. This will spare us watching me save and fix and save and fix. As much as I enjoy that myself. Okay, M update. Discards. No. We want the discards, yeah, but of an UV hand. And again, this is sneaky because it's going to go up, it's going to find the hand, it's going to take the value, which we happen to know is now a hand. So it's going to take the discards property of that, and now here's a good question. Oh, discarded. So that's still me, but the contains is going to be, I hate it when I do that. H discards. And I'm bouncing around a little bit. H discards of MUV hand. All right. Still bounce. Okay, so, but what was I doing? I was searching for discards. So let's not lose our place here. Okay. You feeling courageous? Let's just blow this guy out of the water. This is gonna work. Or at least I'll be able to debug it. So discards, okay. Superb. All right. So now we're going to check. Shift Command. No, just Command F. Held. And it's boy. Oh, well, because we got held, son. All right. So you want to search on words? Let's search on words. Okay. Still. Oh, that's because the hyphen is treated as a word delimiter. Okay. Apply. So this is local. This is just going to go up and get the held property from itself. That's fantastic. And these guys are going to be fantastic as well. So we're almost done. And okay. This is crazy. Yeah, I can almost do this with a regex search and replace. That would be wild. Oh man. But then you wouldn't see sums the held card. Held sum, right? Sums the held cards, all right? And what else was that? That was held, but did we just do, were we doing held or held sum? I think we were doing held. Hey, we were doing held. All right, held sum. So let's look for, well, no, we shouldn't have to look for held sum. We just saw them all. All right, so, oh, outcome. This will be important. You know this is going to be a lot of places. Okay, is the outcome visible? Oh, yeah, by the way, I haven't made a big deal about this, but the ability to like throw these accessors on it, yeah, this is nice. Okay, and I got a sneaking suspicion that's going to be the same change. And how are we doing on, oh, so, okay, we're now done. And what does that tell you? It's going to compile. H discord. Why did I say discord? There's no such thing as H discord. Okay, it should be the plural. Oh, I still got the word search on it. Oh, and case. I don't like those. It contains H discords. All right. All right. Okay, so possibly I just made the change. And you can see the observer firing down here. Kind of neat. Oh, wait a minute. We got a problem here. No, but it was looking for, oh boy. I'm gonna be rewriting the navigation as soon as it's, oh, I'm gonna guess what that is. Playing card H delt. All right, let's look for H delt. I'm going to be redoing the navigation to be a little bit clearer. So hand of cards, I am the hand of cards. So H dealt, map V, oh, I am hand. Gosh. I'll explain in a second while I clear my head. All right. So MUV searches up from the current widget. I always search up because the only way to get a cycle, or at least in my experience now that I've been doing this for a while, is to write a rule that wants to decide its children by searching around for something by name. And so that means to search around, you got to ask for children. So if I ask for my own child, well, it's not going to work. So I tend to search up because then the search algorithm just never visits me and asks me my children. So MUV would be great, except I am the hand of cards. So I could have said like mgetMe value, MAV value. I've gotten very attached to the MAV syntax because I hate typing. Okay, so now we don't get that error. So now we might have a working application. Boom. Oh, 9 is our goal. Okay, good. Oh, you know, there is something that I tend to have to fix. It's not breaking now. Now we have pushed the button n times. 9 is our goal. We're up to 6, and the next one will be 10. So let's lose 1. Oh, let's fail. Boom, game over. Okay. Oh, now we have to check. Very important. Can we restart? And let's see if it still works, because maybe this is right. Oh, we have pushed the button n times. Wait a second. Oh, I did miss one, and that is this guy, come to think of it, which is the counter. So we used to have the counter. I'm going to look around, see where that is. Well, first of all, I know that what I want is M update. FMU hand. No. MUV hand. This is now I'm getting sneaky on you here. I apologize for this. This is stuff that won't really make sense until we are fluent at matrix. So MUV hand will go up, find the hand, searching up, and then take the value of the hand. That will actually be a hand of cards. And there we're going to increment the del count. I can't believe it worked before. How did we get this far? Yeah, MUV, yeah, duh. So okay, so I had that right. So let's look around for count. Yeah. Search by word. Do it. Well, actually, this is good because this guy is no longer. He no longer even has an important value. And I could just leave that there, but so what have we learned? H delt count. This would be amazing if this works. MEV hand. All right. H delt count. Unknown symbol. You know, I bet I didn't even. I bet I didn't even bring that property along. Delt. Okay, delt count. Well, now hang on. Oh, so I'm still using the counter here. Aha. Slowly he turned. So delt count is our old count. This is like the one fundamental thing that has to be changed here. Delt count is a range. And now I can use my buddy, MAV. So I guess I stopped searching for counter, or I would have found that. Okay. I'm going to search again. This is one of the things that, fantastic. This is the things that I could almost do a whole story about this, but as a great programmer who was making a lot of mistakes because he had to write sort of mundane application code, and he just wasn't used to having to slog through code and work in 100 different places. He would work on one thing and he was brilliant at it, and he didn't have the application experience of working on 100 different things at once and always checking and self-checking and all that. So so now we're kind of used to saying MUV hand. I'm going to check that I can go up. Yay, where am I? I'm in the game difficulty. Oh, the game difficulty. Wow. Which makes me think there are more of these. What was I looking for? The counter. Counter. There's one. Right? Let's find it. So do I need this name? I don't need this name. As a matter of fact, if I didn't have this name, here's a trick. By taking stuff out, you find out more bugs. Del count. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Rookie mistake. Delt count. But it's nice that it's all so mundane. You could be watching the ball game doing this type of editing. Okay. Now we're seeing the delt count. All right, good. So when did it break before? After a game reset. Maybe that was it. So there's our goal. 1, 2, 3. The next one, 6. Oh, we don't have a chance. We got to get rid of this and add 4. Woo! I'm competitive. Why do I just lose, dude? Just lose. I'll restart. Okay. Whew. 2, 3, 6, and let's lose. Boom! Game over. All right. So what we just saw was now we can go back up is here. So now this is super important. Just the idea that it's not just GUI. I can make an object and give it its own type, so that I get to create a specific observer just for properties of this thing. And when is this really super handy? This is super handy on persistence. So whenever I want to store something in local storage, I make sure I actually have. At one point, I don't think I do it now, but at one point I actually had a local store model, an extended model, and then you could extend this local store thing instead of extending model, and then you automatically got support for local storage. Local storage is actually pretty easy. Once I've got an observer like this that I can write things out as I go, local storage gets pretty easy. So anyway, that's this is, and if we want less noise, obviously we just I don't know if I have DPX defined here. Not defined. I just got to pull that in. But anyway, I can close this off and shut that thing up. I don't really need to see that. And away we go. And one more hand. All right, 14, 2. We're going to get to 10, and the next one will take me over by 1. So bam, and who is he? All right, he can add. So that is it. That is the I believe the last leg of the red pill, which is that not only is it astonishingly wonderful that we can do all this reactive stuff without boilerplate and write formulas and handlers that can reach anywhere across the application to make changes, but we can use it everywhere. Ubiquity. Thank you for your time.